Morning, Comet. Oh, after the phantasmagoria of the night, I've been awake since 6. Can't stay in bed. I'd like to, but can't. Take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what you shall speak. I suppose we once all thought that would only apply in some really dramatic moment in a courtroom or on a scaffold waiting to be hanged, or who knows. No one probably ever thought that it would apply. Trying to do some kind of idiot live stream video by an old lady in a nightgown. What on earth am I doing? I have a good coach, Ellie, also known as Lee, who's trying to, by long distance, very long distance, help me with this format. And so he keeps telling me these things to do, and I can't figure them out. So, the screen is blurry, the lighting's poor, I sound ridiculous and disjointed. And it's just how it is. This is, you got to do the best you can do. The thing is that you cannot put your lamp under the bushel basket. This is not a time to hide away, I don't think. The voices, whose ever voices, need to get out there. This is the time when truth is coming in. We have to bear witness to it. We have to take part in it. We have to seek it. There is a congregation of truth seekers on the planet who work through the internet. It's a large congregation. It's everywhere. It's the people of God. It's the people who are asking within their own hearts and souls. We have to know the truth of it. We are seeking the truth seekers. And, if you flip through the, video channels, there's everybody you can. What an assortment. What an assortment. So where I don't really have a whole lot to contribute to the dialogue, I really don't. I still have to raise my voice, though, because I have a voice. And a little bit of truth has been given to me. There is, I don't think, one big, how it comes is in little bits and pieces, I think. Everybody has a little bit of the truth. Gradually, the pieces of that truth picture are also being put together. into a bigger, more visible whole. But this assignment here does not come easy for me. When I did a study group a couple of years ago, I had no problem at all talking for 2 hours every night. The thing was scheduled for 6 o'clock, and I just went lickety split. And there were sometimes 125 people, all live on the phone. There were trolls mixed in that. There was issues, but I don't. So what's different this time? I don't know. I guess maybe it's the visual distraction. I really don't know, I've got to keep working on this till I get okay with it, because this is what I have to do. And trust that I will be given in the same hour what I am to speak. Take it or leave it. That's how it's going to be for right now. So at the current moment, it's Wednesday, July 13th. Morning has come to the farm. I haven't been downstairs yet. Charlie, my little dog, is still in bed. Nobody is upstairs except the 2 kittens. I fed them. They got in my lap and they went back to sleep. And I look out the window across the way. I've been meaning to follow up on this story a little bit. A couple of months ago, when in the episode when the kitchen became a black hole in the renovation of that, this was very early spring. I was in the middle of a story about a newborn, motherless little horsey that showed up. It was an SOS call, and Jenny went somewhere miles away and got it and brought it home. And the weather was inclement, and there was this and there was that and whatever. Anyway, this baby ended up in the utility room for, I don't know, 24 hours before an outdoor a barn stable could be fixed for the little thing. And I talked about that some. It's very difficult to bottle feed and raise a baby horse. Very difficult. And Jenny and Mike, they worked on this. Oh my. They had to go out every 3 or 4 hours to feed this baby. Anyway, so to catch you up on it, now the baby weighs about 400 pounds. She's recently been moved from the nursery stall into a pasture, which I can see from my upstairs window. And she still thinks, of course, that Jenny and Mike are her parents. Yeah, 400-pound baby who thinks you're her parent. So that in itself is also a challenge. But she has to learn how to be a horse. She's been stabled next to sheep. So she knew the sheep first, and she knew the chickens, and she knew cats, and she knew dogs. And now she has to learn about horses. And so she was put in a pen with Uncle Princeton. Uncle Princeton was another story that I started many months ago. This was an old horse on his way to slaughter. There were, in fact, two of them. Anyway, this was an impulse buy. Jenny paid $75 for this old horse. He was skin and bones, looked like he was going to collapse and die any minute. Dog food. He was ready to go to slaughter. Impulse buy, Jenny brought him home. It has taken many months to restore him to health, but it turned out that Prince, I named him Prince, there were two Princes, Prince Valiant and Prince, I forget the other one. The other old horse didn't make it, and he had to be put down. But Princeton, Uncle Princeton, did make it, and he's acquired the name Uncle because of his kindly disposition, and he turned out to be of value, a lot of value actually, because of his disposition, his kindness, as a companion to other horses who need the comfort and the guidance that this older animal is able to provide. So Uncle Princeton has become like the babysitter horse. And he's now babysitting, caring for the youngest member of the herd, who has acquired the name of Trouble, because Mike said, she is never going to be nothing but trouble. So Princeton and Trouble are stabled together in the pasture that I can see from the upstairs window. They're very cute together. All right, going on. Sitting here in a period of time where we know for certain that on Friday evening that there will be 37 terrorist events scheduled. They are scheduled around the United States of America. And that's announced very calmly. At least 37. There will probably be more, and I talked about that already, so I won't say more about that. And we also know that there is a satanic ritual scheduled for the Washington Mall in Washington, D.C. on July 16th. And we can report that very calmly. Very calmly. That's the difference between today's report and a similar report that I might have made a year ago or even 6 months ago. There are revelations taking place. Truth is being revealed. We're able to see what was a foggy outline has now become much more clear. And many eyes are seeing this clarity. Since I mentioned this event scheduled for Saturday the 16th in the Washington Mall, I've seen a whole lot more absolutely just bloom all over YouTube. There's no doubt that this is a satanic ritual. I remarked in my last video that I had a feeling of familiarity about it, as if it were something, a deja vu that we've already seen. I still can't quite put that together. But we have moved into a time in history where it can be readily recognized now that we are in a prophetic time of the end. And I do maintain, as I have always maintained, that this second coming of Christ, associated with this time of the end, is not going to look a thing like anybody expects. There is it's almost like cast and submit concept that people have what this event, the big event, the second coming of Christ, is going to be a huge event. And people have it in their head because it's been programmed in there, beaten in there into your head, how this event is going to look. And I really challenge that. I don't think it's going to look like anything anybody ever imagined it would look like. So we have to move on a little bit further to see what more is going to be revealed in this time of the end. I know it is the time of the end. And I think we're halfway through it, somewhere in the midway through it. Probably many months yet to go. But we're going to see signs and wonders of all sorts. And I remember this is a story that is told about the Israelites. Let my people go. And they are trying to flee the land of Egypt, and they are following Moses. And they all traipse down to the Red Sea and can't go any further. And somewhere along the line, there is a contest. And this contest takes place between the high priest, whose name was Aaron, and he was Moses' brother. And Aaron had a rod. That was his equivalent of magic wand. Aaron the high priest had a rod. And he was in a contest with Pharaoh's high priest, who was a Chaldean. I don't remember if he had a name, but anyway, the Chaldean high priest in Pharaoh's entourage also had some kind of magic wand. And these two high priest magicians were in a contest. It was, kind of like the fiddling contest with the devil. I'll have to find that video. It's a music video, but getting back to this contest. Anyway, Aaron the high priest would do a miracle or magic, and then the Chaldean would try to top that, and Aaron would do another thing, and this is how it went back and forth. This is what created the 7 plagues: the frogs, the boils, I can't remember, but anyway, the 7 plagues, those 7 plagues. And the final one was done by Aaron. and he won the contest. And that was the plague in which all the firstborn perished. And at that point, Pharaoh and his chief magician priest yielded, and they let the people go. There, I believe, is a similar scenario being acted out in today's world. There is a contest between the spiritual forces of good and the spiritual forces of evil. That is in progress right now and has been for, I don't know, but we're going to talk about modern times within our living memory. And so there are signs and wonders being exhibited. And we are seeing signs and wonders that the demonic forces are demonstrating. There are many of them. One I will mention is the phenomena being reported and talked about as the Mandela effect. Yeah, that's what that is. And all the talk about alternative timelines. That is all part of that. That is all part of the Mandela effect. A sign and wonder performed by the demonic forces. See, they can't create anything new. There is only one creator, and there is nothing new created under the sun other than the work of the one creator. So the demonic forces cannot create anything new. They can manipulate that which is, and they do manipulate it by sleight of hand, various magic tricks. These satanic rituals are all part of that. And this accounts for a good many of the things that we are seeing. Trailing off here. There is a discomfort about saying that a large part of the population currently living in physical bodies in skin on the planet today is infected with demonic spirits. These bodies are infected with demonic spirits. This is what's wrong with all these people. There is a discomfort about discussing that. The Christian mind kind of recoils from criticism of one's brother. Judge not as ye be judged, forgive others. Don't pass judgment. That's been heavily instilled in the people of God. So there is a discomfort about saying bluntly that there are all these others who are infected with demonic spirits. It sounds unchristian to say that. Sounds very judgmental. And there is a part of the mind that recoils. Oh no, we shouldn't say that. And there is also an impression that these demonic spirits are somehow free floating up in the air somewhere. Up in the air somewhere. Principalities, I can't remember that scripture offhand. I'll post that or something. All right, so if you want demonic spirits up in the air somewhere, let us look at what is up in the air somewhere. Airplane terror. Something that is said to be satellites, which is up there, but we know that they're not really orbiting, going around the globe Earth, because we know the Earth is not a globe. We're not sure exactly what it is. It appears to be some kind of flat disk. There are no satellites going around this globe-shaped thing, but there is something circling, making circles. What about the spaceship, the space shuttles? So there are things up in the air put up there by demonic spirits. But the demonic spirits are not free floating in the atmosphere. They're not hiding under the bed. No, they're inhabiting physical form. They have to be in physical form or they can have no action. They have to be implanted in a body. And then they are in the mind. They exist in the mind. And they animate through the body of people. And that's what we're seeing in the vast hordes of individuals who appear to be soulless. God alone knows whether or not the souls are completely destroyed. That's not my job. That isn't your job. We don't have to know that part of it. But we do have to understand the origin of the evil that is among us, that has overtaken the creation of God, which is this planet. And we have to acknowledge that there is a contest in progress as we speak between the demonic forces and the children of God, the creation of God. That's what's at stake here. There are a lot of questions in many people's minds about the time of the end as described in the book of Revelation. I can readily see how the book of Revelation has been used as the game plan for the demonic forces. And part of the book of Revelation has clearly already taken place. I'm talking about the signs and the wonders, the various plagues. Has the light of the sun and moon been darkened? Yeah, it sure has. What about the chemtrails? So we don't know yet what it is going to look like. We have seen what the dark side can do. They have done it. They are doing it. This is what we're seeing. This is not the work of God. This is the work of the demonic forces, every bit of it. Cannot be blamed on God. This is the work of the demonic forces. The chemtrails, the fouling of the waters, Fukushima, the Gulf oil spill, geoengineering, the manipulating the weather, destroying the climate. This is what the dark side is doing. The demonic forces in skin have done all of this, are continuing to do all of this. The government, the top of the pyramid thing, and the churches have destroyed the word of God. But none of that is God. God is not doing this. This is the demonic forces. They're the ones who are doing it. And they're living in skin. And that's how they operate. They're not hiding under your bed. All right. Oh my God. Sometimes I even sound crazy to me. Nonetheless, uh, what little you have to give. You can't put your light under a bushel. You have to take a position. You have to take a stand. You are either going to be on the side of the demonic forces, or you're going to line your own will up with the will of God, and you are going to adhere to that. God is love. It's not that complicated. All right. Oh my God. All right, I'm going to just stop this broadcast. I am not going to tell you to have a great day. I will tell you to remember you are loved, to feel for that feeling, to feel for it, to find that feeling. I know. I'm still going on 9 weeks now. 9 weeks tomorrow, DQ has been absent. That matters. I don't know who or what brought that about. I pray every day for God's will to be done in that particular matter. And my will is in alignment with God's will on that. And woe be it to anybody who gets in the way of that. Better for you that a millstone were tied around your neck than to obstruct the will of God in the time of the end when the truth is coming forward. On that cheery note, all right, I will let you go. And we'll do the best we can to go forward one more day. Talk to you later.